Hey, what's up? Because many of you asked, today I'm going to show you how to make sourdough bread with lower protein, all purpose flour. If you know my channel for a while, I always insist to bake with high protein bread flour. But what if you can't find a strong flour in your area? Don't worry, because I have your back. Let's make it, shall we? This is what I'm gonna use, the all-purpose flour type 550. Let me show you how you can check the protein content. This is the package, for example. It's an unbleached all-purpose flour. At the back of the pack, you can see the nutrition information. As you can see, per 100 grams, there is 11 gram protein. 11% is not that bad for all-purpose flour. So let's go. I'm gonna feed my starter 4 hours in advance, and 3 to 4 hours later at 26 degrees Celsius, it's almost reached to its peak. Now I'm gonna make my dough. Start with all of my flour, 350 gram all-purpose flour. And when you're not sure about the flour you are using, this can work for new flour too. You can start with even lower hydration. I'm gonna make it 70% hydration, but in this case, first I add 230 gram water to see how it works. Mixy mixy. We don't want to add any other ingredients, just flour and water, and this process called autolyse. Once you add a shaggy dough like this, cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. You can even let it rest for 2 to 3 hours. That would be even better. 30 minutes later, my starter can't be more ready than this. Gorgeous. Let's see how's the dough. With just 30 minutes rest, the dough gains some beautiful strength. And that's, my friend, is baking science. If you wanted to know why we need to do autolyse, I think you have now your answer, right? Time to add the starter, which is 70 grams. Sorry for the background noise. We have construction in front of our condo, so I think I'm gonna cut the sound and continue. Put a small bowl of water close to you because we need to wet up our hand time by time. And now go ahead and try to mix the starter with the dough. You can use whatever technique you know in this stage. You can even bring it on the surface, maybe few slap and fold. First wet up your hand. And this is the right way to do this slap and fold. I'm gonna call it slap, stretch and fold. So go under the dough, lift it up, slap it, stretch a bit, and then fold it properly. Not more than 2 to 3 minutes. We just want to mix everything together. With the help of a scraper, maybe a little bit more water to wet up everything. Play with the dough, try to round it up a little bit, and I'm gonna transfer it into the bowl. As simple as this. Another 30 minutes rest. Let me show you, if I make it 75%, what the dough would look like. When most of you ask me why my dough is super sticky and wet, that's because you need to reduce the hydration. As simple as this. Do you see the difference? Back to the dough. 30 minutes later, again the dough gained some more strength, which is a bit out of my expectation for all-purpose flour. If your dough is not look like this at all, you can even reduce the hydration to 68% or even 65%. And now time to add 7 grams salt to the dough. Splash of water. Time to mix. In this stage, mixing the dough would be satisfying. Let me show you some technique. You don't need to bring it on the surface. You can mix it inside the bowl. Grab the dough a couple of times, few slap and fold inside the bowl. Some beautiful quick movements. And now I'm gonna round the dough up inside the bowl. Like so, we can create a little bit more tension. Nothing fancy. Again, we are not looking for 100% development. Let the time to do half of the job. Another 30 minutes rest. I'm gonna give this bad boy a set of stretch and fold. And as you can see, the dough is stronger than ever. I'm so satisfied. Once you finish all the side, stretch a little bit and fold it to the center. You can grab the dough, flip it, and wet up your hand one more time and try to round it up one more time inside the bowl. This is totally optional, but fasten up the process and create little more tension. That's it. Cover it up. This time, let it rest for 45 minutes. 45 minutes later, let me first check the gluten development. And to my surprise, it's almost ready, my friend. Wet up your hand and perform a set of coil fold. Do you see how smooth it is? Cover it up for another 45-minute rest. And this is the shaggy dough with 75% hydration. Would you believe it? I just wanted you to know, if you are a pro baker, you can even make sourdough bread with all-purpose flour. Back to the 70% dough after 45 minutes. And this is the last set of coil fold. This time, please be more gentle. I'm going to let it finish its small fermentation for up to 2 hours at 26 degrees Celsius. You can change the bowl to a smaller size to see how it dries, but there is also another signs you can follow. The dough releases from the side of the bowl easily. It's not that sticky anymore, and it's super airy and bubbly. And when you flip the bowl, it's going to release from the bowl less than 5 seconds. Do you see how creamy it is? Even though you let it rise inside the medium-sized bowl, and if you are not sure how it rises, you can check the signs I just teach you. Again, the dough released from the side of the bowl with minimum effort. It's super airy. Look at those beautiful bubbles. It's a very good sign. Don't let it overproof. If you are a beginner, always come back to the dough after 2 to 3 hours. Check if it is ready, especially in Four Seasons country. Because I use all-purpose flour, the dough is not that strong, so it's a little bit more stickier. I'm going to fold all the edges to the center, then flip the dough and round the dough up gently with the help of the surface. In this stage, you can slightly wet up your hand and the counter. And with few simple movements, the dough comes together. Beautiful. I'm gonna let it sit on the counter for 20 minutes uncovered, and 20 minutes later, time to shape this bad boy. You can sprinkle little flour, but not too much. Seal the edges into the Banneton. I'm going to transfer it into the fridge for overnight proofing. But before that, let me show you the higher hydration. This is 75%, but the dough feels like 80%. I can still handle it, but as you can see, it's way stickier than previous one. If you don't want to suffer, or you're a beginner baker, simply reduce the hydration. The next beautiful morning, my dough proofed beautifully and it's ready to bake. Bring a baking paper, transfer the dough, sprinkle little flour, not too much. One quick confident score. Make sure it's deep enough. Re-score one more time under the edge with less pressure. I'm gonna also score the second dough and bake both of them. And this is my all-time favorite part. Bake at 230 degrees Celsius with the help of steam Reduce the temperature to 215 degrees Celsius, remove the steam and bake for another 20 to 25 minutes. And this is my oven adjustment. And that's it. Thanks to my oven adjustment, the perfect crust, the only thing is lower hydration has a bit harder crust, but I promise it's not gonna bother you. Let's see what we got inside. Oh my god, this is one of my best crumbs. Look how evenly baked. And that's it. This is how you can make sourdough bread with lower hydration flour. And of course the taste would be the same. Like always, keep baking and take a good care of yourself.